Chauhan, and in today's session, we will discuss about what is variable types. We have already discussed this topic, but today we will look into this with proper example. Then we will discuss the access modifiers. We have already seen such modifiers in Java as well. They're all similar access modifiers we are going to use over here, like private, protected, and public. Okay. And lastly, we will discuss well and where. This topic we have already covered. Uh, so without any further ado, let's start. What are the variable types? So when you create a new variable, okay, in Scala, you declare a variable whether that variable is mutable or non-mutable, or that variable is mutable or immutable. Immutable means when you assign something to a variable and you are not supposed to change it later on. That is immutable, and this is thread safe because only one copy can be distributed among thousands of different threads, and they will all access the same value. Uh, on the other hand, the mutable variables, like where when we declare a variable using where, it is mutable. Mutable means it can change with time, or you can reassign the value to a where variable. So as you can see in this example, we have immutable variable using val a equal to 0. This is integer. Mutable variable we have used where. Okay, this is immutable. Well cannot be reassigned. Here where can be reassigned. So a is 0 and it meant to be 0 for whole your program, but here b equal to 1 and you can change b. Okay, so b equal to 2, you are reassigning the value to b, it is okay, but you are reassigning the value to a, which is immutable, it is not okay. It will give you some reassignment error. So these are two types of variables we can use in Scala. We have different data types that we have already covered in our previous lecture, like integer, float, double, long, and so many others. Like we have covered around 8 data types and different references as well, reference data type as well. You may go through those lectures and see. This is very simple. This is very variable types are two types. So whenever such question would come into the exam or whenever you would have such question, so you can write about what is mutable and what is immutable when it comes to write about variable types. Now, how to declare a variable? In my previous, task discussion or practical discussion, I have already discussed it, but let me discuss it, once again. We can define a value to a variable implicitly, or we can define a value to a variable explicitly. So when you are trying to, explicitly, defining a value, you are supposed to use colon and then after the variable name. So you are using val. It means you are not supposed to reassign any value to x in future. Okay, and it is integer type. That is why it is explicitly we are saying it is integer type. Implicitly, when compiler need to understand or compiler need to infer the type, okay, the compiler would decide according to the value you have assigned. So you have assigned 1, so it would understand, okay, it is integer type. Okay, you are not explicitly saying that this is integer. So you can declare variable two type in two ways. One is implicit and the second one is the explicit. I would suggest you to use explicit way, because whenever you read your code you should understand that you have taken integer and float. So if you get used to with Scala, then I would suggest you to use go with this way. But initially, as of now, you can go with this way. Use explicit data types to mention, okay, this is integer, this is float. Okay, for example, if we want to explicitly declare this is a byte, then you use colon and then byte, colon integer, colon long, colon short, colon double, and colon float. But if you don't want to use all these explicitly, there is another way. As you want to make x a long, then you can append l at the end. So the compiler would understand, okay, you meant to assign it as a long, D for double, and F for float. But still, I would not suggest you go this way. You go this way. I would suggest you to go this way, okay? Because readability of your code would be very great if you use explicit, way of declaring a variable. Okay, so we are done with the variable types. Now let's come to the access modifier. So if you remember in Java, we have already seen this private, protected, and public access modifier. But what is the use of access modifier? So access modifier in Scala or any language are used to define the access field of member of the packages or the class or the object or anything you have in your class. Okay, it may be assigned to a class, it may be assigned to a variable. Okay, but they are divided into three categories. First is private, protected, and public. Okay, so what it means to have access modifier. Uh, let's uh, let's understand through this private example. It will cover the private as well and also give us the understanding of what is the meaning of access modifier. Okay, so private access modifier means when a member is declared as a private, as you can see over here. Okay, the this variable a is integer type and has value 1 to 3, which is private. It means this variable can only be used by this class. You are not supposed to access it over here. Okay, as you can see, we have created this in an access object, which is creating a new object of abc class. Okay, and then we are simply calling the display method. It is first, it has assigned 1 2 3, which is where it can be reassigned. So we have changed the value in the method and then we are printing. So if I execute it, this would print 8. Okay, and as you can see, we are not making changes in the variable. We are not even able to access it. So it is not possible to access like this e dot a. This is not possible. Why? Because a is private variable. Okay, this is this one thing you need to remember. So what we are trying to do with using private or any access modifier in this particular case, we are trying to restrict whatever you have written as a variable. Only your class methods would be able to access that, not outside the class. Okay, this is one of the modifiers. This is called private modifier. So as you can see, we can get the meaning of access modifier is access modifier giving you permission or authority to access or not to access particular value of a class member. Okay, it can be it can be method, it can be class. Okay, as we have discussed private, let's discuss protected. In case of protected, uh, as you can see, I have simply copy pasted this code over here as well. But just one change, with just one change, I have created a new class which is actually extending ABC. ABC is the class we have created which has A as a var variable, and we are changing it to 8 when we are calling display. So if we create an object of this, if we call this method, and then if we simply call this method, the 8 would be printed over the console. This new one method, this new one class is actually extending ABC, which is actually creating a new method. And as you can see, it is not declaring, it is not declaring a once again. Okay, it is simply reassigning the value. So there is no, this is the same variable mentioned over here. Okay, this is the same variable. But if you call this method by using this new object, as you can see over here, we have created a new object. This is E1 object, and we are calling display1 method. So this would print 9 because initially the value of A is 1 2 3. Okay, the value of A is 1 2 3, right? Okay, something is different. We have to use protected over here. Actually, I have copy pasted, so I haven't seen it was private. Okay, so this is protected. That's why we are able to use it outside the class. If it is private, then outside the class it is not possible. What we have done over here, it is not possible. We are actually extending ABC so that we are able to access that variable outside the class as well when it is protected. So it means in case of protected modifier, the variables or the members can also be accessed by subclasses as well. So you can access these modifiers within the class. Okay, as you are able to see, we are accessing this modifier within the class, and even the outside of the class with just one constraint that that class should extend that particular uh, previous class. Like we are using protected in ABC, so whatever the class you are going to use should extend that base class or the superclass. Then only the subclass would be able to access the superclass variable. Here it is protected. If it is private, this is not possible. Let's come to public. In case of public, okay, again we have to change it to nothing. In case of public, there is no such modifier as a public. By default, if you don't write anything, it is a public modifier. Okay, so there is no public keyword in Scala. The default access level correspond to the Java public access level. It is similar to that. I think we don't need this thing. Okay, you may write it is similar to Java. You may write this. Okay, we can access these modifier within the class, outside the class, anywhere. As you can see, this class is not actually extending ABC, but still we are able to assigning a new value. Let's say we can assign 3 to 1, then it is possible. The output would be 3 to 1. Okay, because this is public, as we have not written private or protected, that it means by default it is public, and you can access this variable outside the class even though you are not extending that class. So these are different access modifier. But here one thing should come into the picture, that what is this extend app? Okay, because we have not discussed this. Everywhere we have used this extend app, and what is this app? So as you can see here, generally in the object, whatever the object we would create, we generally have a main method. Okay, in the main method we define a main method, but as you can see here, it it will be executed without main method. So when you don't want to write your own method, you your own main method, then you can inherit that main method from app trait. Okay, so Scala provide you a helper class, or this is called the app trait. This is a trait which would have the main method. Okay, so if you don't write main method, whatever you write over here, it would actually what to say, uh, implicitly extend or inherit the main method, and whatever you write over here would be considered inside the main method. This is the benefit of using app trait. Okay, this is the helper class, or more precisely we can say app is a trait in Scala. Okay, app is a trait in Scala which would provide you, which would that would provide you the main method. Okay, and instead of writing, this is what we have just discussed, instead of writing your own method, class can extend the app class. Okay, to produce concise and executable applications in Scala. So it is, as you can see, we are not writing the repetitive code because the syntax of main method is same all the time. So we don't need to use that. We simply we can use extend app, and that would be enough. As you can see, this is object which is extending app, and nothing is written as a main method, but this would be automatically be written inside the main method of app class or the tree. Okay, so this is all for today, and we have discussed access modifier. We have already discussed this well and where in our previous lectures. So I think we are done with what we meant to cover today. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can comment down below. Okay, and yeah, that's all for today. And thank you so much, and have a good day.